if I had to start from scratch and I literally had like a few $100 left, this is exactly what I would do to get back to multiple 5 figures a month, okay? This works because I've done this before. You can just model this step by step if you want, right? So what I did was I basically obviously stayed in my full-time job because it's always smart to stay in your full-time job. You got to pay your rent, you got to put food in your mouth, keep a roof over your head, right? But here is the plan, okay? The goal is to not stay in your full-time job forever. A lot of people like to do that. They want to build long careers, right? I thought that was the way, but actually that's not the way. You want to get out ASAP, but you need a bit of income for you to do the next phase, right? So basically I worked hard, I kept my head down, I saved a lot of money, I spent very, very little money. Now after a few months, I got a bit of capital going, a bit of savings, right? Now this is the trick. What I did with the capital was instead of buying stupid stuff, instead of buying like branded stuff that I don't really care about, right? I took that money and I started a business with it, right? Now, there's a lot of businesses that I've tried over the years, but the one that really worked for me was basically recommending other companies' digital products online, okay? It's called affiliate marketing. It's a $17 billion industry. So I took that pot of capital, not even that much, honestly, right? And I basically got mentorship, I got courses, and I got the software I needed to run that business, okay? And then what I did was every day that I got home from work, I would work on the business every day. So work, come home, work on the business, work, come home, work on the business, work, come home, work on the business. And the more I did it, the more successful I became because the better I got at it, right? Now, yes, it's gonna take time. Yes, it's gonna take work. It's a real business, right? So it took me a little bit of time before I knew what I was doing. I had to get good at a few things, right? Learning to do email marketing, learning what products to pick, learning how to promote on social media like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, these are all skills that you have to learn. But if you're willing to do the work, it's not hard to learn these skills. You just have to do it, right? It's like going to the gym. The first time you go to the gym, it's really weird. You don't know what any machine does. But after a while, you get pretty strong and you know exactly where things are in the gym, right? Marketing online is exactly the same. So the more I did it, the better I got. Slowly, I generated leads. I got more and more views on my marketing stuff. And then I started making sales, okay? And then slowly my sales increased over a period of time, right? And then it got to a point where I was making more than my salary. And then eventually I decided that I wanted to quit my job and focus 100% on the business, okay? And that's how I went from almost nothing to multiple 5 figures a month. It was exactly this step-by-step strategy that I told you. Now, do you have to sacrifice? Yes, I sacrificed a little bit. I skipped a few drinking parties. I skipped a few barbecue parties. That's kind of what you have to do. I put in a little bit more time on the weekends, 2-3 hours on a Saturday and a Sunday. You know, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you want more freedom, if you want to change your life, then these are the things that you have to be willing to sacrifice a little bit. You don't have to sacrifice a ton, but sure, you know, it's going to require a little bit of elbow grease for you to get to where you want to go, right? So you can just model this, okay? Because I know this works. I've tried so many businesses. This was the one that worked for me, all right? So just save this video. Let me know what you thought. If this made sense, just comment made sense, right? Make sense. Like this video. And then follow me on my channel right here. If you're not following me, every day I come up with content to teach you how to become more successful using the internet.